Oh, I'm not plugged in. Stupid. It's like, why am I not hearing you through the mic? That makes no sense. It's because I have to plug the headphones into the soundboard, Brantley.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Too Weird Didn't Watch, the show where we make fun of movies based on nothing but their wacky and wild descriptions.
I'm Brantley.
I'm Albert, and Brantley's going to do the reading for this week. Brantley, what have you got cooked up for us?
Well, first up, we have Deep Shock.
Deep Impact?
I don't know. I do know that it's equally cool and super generic, the title.
It sounds like, it reminds me of System Shock. Sort of the old PC game that came before. What was it that came before? That came after System Shock. BioShock, yeah. It feels like everybody knows BioShock and nobody knows System Shock. I'm guessing it's because BioShock went to console.
Probably, yeah.
But System Shock was cool back in the day. And they had plasmids back then, too.
Did they?
Yeah, although there was like things you would inject in yourself and they would make you a better hacker.
And the
because that's how hacking works.
Third quote-unquote BioShock, instead of those, you have Vigors, which you take with a bottle.
Yeah, whatever.
And then you find out that they developed those because they opened a portal to the previous series BioShock's universe.
Spoilers, maybe?
I don't know. Infinite is weird. That game is... Play that game. It's fun. Or watch people play it, because...
I have it on my Xbox, but I haven't turned my Xbox on in like 6 months.
Well, A, good luck having enough memory, and B, good luck sinking in like 50 hours to get through the story or something like that. I don't think it's that long, but it's complicated.
Well, let's talk about the movie that's on this list, Brantley.
All right. Gigantic, intelligent electric eels.
Love this already. Yes.
Are preventing the submarine crews of a United Nations mission to detonate nuclear charges in a growing fissure under the North Pole. That is this is a long sentence.
Wait. Yeah, okay. So there's giant eels. They're trying to blow something up under the North Pole, and it's causing what?
Okay, this is a whole paragraph, a small one, but it's a whole paragraph.
Right.
It's 2 sentences, I just realized.
Okay.
So they're intelligent electric eels that are trying to stop nukes.
Oh, they're intelligent too. I didn't realize.
Gigantic,
I totally
intelligent electric eels.
The intelligence part. Are they intelligent because they travel in schools?
And a growing fissure under the North. That's so bad, and you should feel bad.
I don't feel bad though.
I know you don't.
They're
trying to stop or prevent the submarine crews, plural, of a United Nations mission. So they got a few subs out there to detonate nuclear charges in a growing fissure under the North Pole. You tracking?
Right? Yeah. There's ocean. That's right. I mean, there is ocean under the North Pole.
It's a long sentence, and there's a lot.
Yeah. No, I want to break this down because this is the description.
So the fissure that is causing the pole to melt at a disastrous rate.
Oh, good. Man, I thought it was global warming this whole time, and I was like,
well, haven't you heard it's a hoax?
My car. Yeah, no. I thought it was a hoax, Brantley, but I was like, man, they do have keeping those icebergs breaking off and those glaciers, but now I know
and
it's because
is hotter
of this fissure.
Every year, but yeah, no, it's just volcanic.
And the giant electronic eels that are smart.
That are pro-global warming, because, they're tropical fish, but they want to live up north where there's more room.
I actually think that people don't necessarily consider the positive effects of global warming that often, where it's just like, but we've got the Northwest Passage now. We were looking for that for a long time, right?
I mean, the entirety of human history has been coming out of an ice age, so the world's going to get warmer, which it does.
Yeah, we don't want it to go running away. This is not the global warming podcast, Brantley.
Nah.
I want to find out what these giant eels are going to do.
Well, Captain Andy Raines is brought in to help scientist Dr. Ann Fletcher.
Oh, okay. Do you know what year this movie came out?
No, I have no idea.
I was going to say, is she like the sort of...
Yeah, they're...
I'm just imagining the 50s sciencey. So I've been watching the new MST3K, and there's like the sort of the hot scientist that comes in to help the old nerdy scientists.
Well, okay, so we got Captain Andy Raines.
Right.
Name and title.
I love that. Raines is a great name for a captain.
Yeah.
It's like Captain Andy reigns over this crew. And that's also his name.
It's also he's in a sub in water.
It works. Yes, it works both ways.
Dr. Ann Fletcher and Chomsky, which is apparently his only name.
Does he have a title?
No, it's just Chomsky.
He just shows up. Maybe Ryan North has a dog named Chomsky. Are we sure this is a person? Maybe it's a dog.
He's played by Mark Shepard.
I'm still not convinced he's not a dog. Is the thing here.
It's a shepherd named Mark, yeah.
Right.
German shepherd.
Nobody names their dog Mark. You ever notice that? There aren't very many dogs named Mark and Tim and George. George maybe, but
there's this weird thing giving animals people names. Okay, so yeah, those three. Rains helps them figure out how to defeat the eels and save the planet. Because, again, dropping nukes in a giant hole under the North Pole is...
Yeah, what is the peril here? I mean, the North Pole melts.
Well, the North Pole is melting at a disastrous rate. So
just because you've stuck the word disastrous in front of the word the rate does not mean who is it harming?
Have hours.
Are there just like all these icebergs clogging up the
Well, there's
oceans?
that, and there's all the countries that are at sea level adjacent to the ocean.
But the North Pole is, if we're talking about the North Pole, that's floating ice. If it melts, it doesn't raise the sea level. It's only ice in Antarctica that's up out of the water. Like, if you have a cup of tea with ice cubes floating in it and the ice cubes melt, the tea doesn't overflow. The water level stays at the same place.
Fair enough.
Science. How does it work?
I'm assuming in this world the North Pole goes, the South Pole goes too.
There's no fissure under the South Pole.
That's because there's a continent in the way. We don't know what's under there.
We
don't know what's under there. There's a lot of ice.
This movie about giant intelligent eels does not make very much scientific sense.
Electric eels. Oh, you want more? Not really scientific sense?
I do. I really do.
Electric eels are only freshwater fish.
Well, this is the thing, though. They're able to be up there because the ice is melting, changing the salinity of the water.
Oh, fair enough.
Shaboom! Thank you.
And I think we put more thought into the movie than the writers did at this point.
I do. I feel for these eels. They're like, no, we like it. Like, the water level's
They're
nicer.
also like, you're going to nuke where we live? What is wrong with you people? We live here. We have babies here.
We're intelligent, apparently. I don't know exactly how intelligent.
I'm getting somehow they communicate with a sub's computer with the electricity.
Ooh, that could be cool.
That'd be
just
awesome.
like pulses.
Yeah.
They're doing. They just do Morse code.
I mean, they probably communicate if they're intelligent with the electricity because they don't have lungs. They're going to talk.
Yeah,
and they don't have the capacity for sonar.
And it's like at the end of the movie, it's just like them screaming incoherently as the nuke goes off and obliterates their signal.
And there's the EMP from the nuke, which they can probably feel.
But then, like at the post credit scene is just a little tiny thing going. Zzz, zzz.
Yeah,
but it's going to grow up bigger. I'm totally on the eel side here.
Little do the rest of them know, but Dr. Fletcher has been communicating with them and may be on the side of the slippery fish.
Good.
Yeah.
Good for him. Let's get Chomsky.
Fletcher is a lady.
Oh, okay.
Chomsky is a dog. We're decided.
Her and the Wonder Dog are going to help out the giant eels.
It's Captain Rains, Dr. Fletcher, her dog, and then the rest of the crew on the sub.
I like this. This is a great story. I mean, I don't know that it is.
It's probably a terrible movie,
but in my mind,
but it's fun.
This is a great setup. This whole like the bare bones of the structure is amazing. I want to see this now.
Yeah, that's all we got for that.
What's next?
Next up, we have a movie that I saw a trailer for back in the 90s on a VHS.
All right,
Shaolin Soccer.
I've seen it. Sorry.
Well, we're not doing that one. Okay. Next, we have Assignment Terror.
I haven't seen that one.
Good. Aliens running.
Yep. That's always a good way to start these up.
It gets better.
Okay.
Are you prepared?
I have no idea.
No, you are not.
I'm not prepared.
Aliens running a traveling circus as a cover.
Yup. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I wasn't prepared.
No, you're still not. Hush up.
Oh no. Okay.
Hush up.
I'll shut up.
Revive a vampire, a werewolf, a mummy, and Frankenstein's monster with a plan to use them to take over the world.
Much. It's too much.
It's never too much.
It is. I love the aliens running the thing as a cover was funny.
Well, the thing is...
And then they're like, but what if there was dinosaurs and monsters and aliens and vampires and lasers? And I'm like...
There's no dinosaurs in here.
There's no lasers in here either.
Also,
that's not the point.
Well,
why aren't there any lasers? There could be lasers. You're right.
And dinosaurs make everything better. Name one movie that would not be approved by
dinosaurs. It's like taking... like Neapolitan ice cream's great, right? I like Neapolitan. You get your 3 different flavors.
I like strawberry and vanilla.
Okay. Well, let's just pretend that you like chocolate also. Okay?
I don't hate chocolate. It's just there.
I'm just saying. You have your Neapolitan. You get all 3. It's like, that's nice. That's a good balance. But then let's say you get Neapolitan ice cream, and it has chocolate chip cookie dough, and it has Rocky Road, and it has like blueberry ice cream, and they're all in the same box together.
I'm not hating this plan.
No, I hate this plan.
I'm down with this.
I'm not on board
well,
with that.
it's your point. That's why you're not down with it.
Anyway, I think that there is a limit to how many things you can mash together. Like peanut butter and jelly, great. Peanut butter and jelly and bacon, maybe not great.
Note to self. Try that.
Yeah, actually, as I said that, I was like,
sounds
that's
great.
not the worst, actually.
Maybe replace the jelly with banana.
Okay, yeah. So, welcome to the cooking show with Al and Brantley.
Where
we make up recipes based on weird...
The Too Weird Didn't Watch sandwich.
Yeah.
It's weird, and it hasn't been made yet, so nobody watched it.
That's true.
Don't look while you're making
it. All right, so we've got all of the horror movie tropes together with aliens, yes?
And a plan to take over the world with using them.
Yeah, I didn't hear that. So they're planning to take over the world. They're aliens. I want to point this out. They probably have UFOs and guns and like intergalactic travel. They're but what if we had a dude who could suck people's blood out?
Well, one, I'm assuming this is a comedy.
I would, yeah.
Fairly blatantly, yeah.
Or
unless it's like one of the old Universal movies, the Monster Mash movies, which they're still hilarious, but still. Maybe, just throwing this out there, they're trying to be semi-realistic with space travel, so they're out of fuel.
What are they going to do with the vampire and the Frankenstein to refuel?
Well, Frankenstein in some versions just like he has infinite life. So
who's the other guy? It's the Wolfman, right?
Werewolf and a mummy, because those are the Universal monsters.
I'm sorry. It's too much. I can't deal with it too much. Go ahead. So what do they do?
So yeah, they're planning to use those four to take over the world. Also, they have a circus for cover.
I forgot about that. I did.
Lest we forget.
Like the UFO is like disguised as the Ferris wheel or something.
Or it could be like Killer Clowns from Outer Space, where it's a big top. Have
okay,
you seen Killer Clowns
I have not.
Space?
No.
Oh, it's so dumb and beautiful. They were aware of what they were making, so you can tell they're just like, screw it, they're clowns. We'll have fun with this movie. Like it's straight up a big top, but there's a giant drill at the bottom, so it just drills into the earth. And then when it takes off or disappears at one point, there's just a giant hole in the ground.
Okay.
And they cocoon people with cotton candy to liquefy them and drink.
We're not watching that movie though.
No, but it's fun.
We're not talking about that movie. We're talking about, what was the name of this movie again?
Assignment Terror.
Yeah. Also, why that? You have what? No, you have aliens. I got to go back to this. You have aliens who own a circus and have captured Dracula, Bigfoot, the Wolfman.
Not Dracula. A vampire.
Oh, a vampire.
And they revived the vampire and the werewolf and the mummy and Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah, all of your
They just found them at like a bargain bin, I guess.
Okay. All of that, and you're like, we need a name for this. Assignment Terror. Yes. No.
What would you call it?
I would call it
Cirque de Monstro.
There you go. Or the Carnival of Horrors.
That's taken. I mean, you can name the movie the same as another movie, but that's...
Yeah, the Monster Mash. I don't know. Like, there's a bunch of different things.
I have no idea if Universal has the copyright on that. They probably don't.
I don't know if this is a Universal movie, Brantley. I'm just saying, their Assignment Terror is so generically generic. It sounds like a 1960s communist paranoia thriller.
I read the next sentence. It kind of ties in with the plot.
Okay, go
ahead. At least the second word does. They want to discover the reason that these monsters are so frightening to Earthlings. So they woke them up because they saw a monster movie. So they're just like, why is that scary? He's just hairier than the rest of you. His teeth are kind of pointy. I don't
get it.
This guy's in bandages. He's just a burn victim.
We've got like people coming through their circus, like with the little clip pad. Like, now tell me which one of these is the scariest and why. Like the exit interviews from the horror house.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. Were you horrified by the vampire? Could you?
That would ruin the experience because you're instantly just taken out of the adrenaline of being in the horror house. It's like, now fell this morning bed. How it made you feel? It's like, bored now. Thanks. They plan to use their findings and resurrect the monsters to destroy the people of Earth.
Wait, so they haven't resurrected the monsters yet?
No.
They found them. They're all dead.
They found them, and I guess they have them propped up in the circus. Like, they have their, like, horror house.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe.
None of them are decomposing because they're magic or whatever. That makes sense.
I mean, Frankenstein is weird
I'm legitimately saying it makes sense. I know it sounds like I'm being sarcastic because that's how my voice is, Brantley.
I mean, the only one I could kind of be like, is the werewolf, but then you have the Lon Chaney Wolfman, who is immortal.
Right, yeah. No, I do get why that
Okay.
probably haven't decayed. Dracula's a skeleton, though.
There's a better title on the... Okay, we'll get to that. For reference, the aliens use a book entitled Anthology of the Monsters.
There you go.
Right?
All of the ones I named and also the one you had.
By Professor Ulrich von Faranksalan.
Wow. Okay.
F?
Real talk here. Is Frankenstein in the public domain, but Van Helsing isn't?
Yes, maybe? No, I don't think he... I think he is, actually.
Yeah, he should be if Frankenstein is, because he's in the book.
He's in the book of Dracula, who is also the creator of the analog to Frankenstein's monster in this picture. So it's not actually Frankenstein's monster. He just made one.
Really? Why? They didn't... okay, now I really need to know when this came out. You go ahead and keep reading.
The world they revive, Waldemar Daninsky, I don't know if that's the actor or the werewolf. I don't know. Saves the world by destroying the other three monsters in hand-to-hand combat, which sounds awesome.
Yeah, it does, but that sounds like its whole own movie.
And ultimately blowing up the alien's underground base, although he is shot to death in the process by a woman who loves him enough to end his torment. They stole the ending to the third Wolfman.
Also spoilers, I guess.
Yeah, it's a bad
very in-depth description. This came out in 1970, by the way, and I'm pretty sure at that point Frankenstein was public domain. Faux show.
Yeah.
Why? That's
I
very
guess
frustrating
so
for
they
me.
can do whatever they want with the monster without being without having to worry about people it's not like that in the book.
Oh, no,
even though nobody
I know why.
does that.
I know why.
So they can call him Frankenstein?
They could call him Frankenstein. That's exactly right.
Have you seen? I saw this picture of somebody had an actual hand copy of the book, and at the
where
bottom,
someone has written in
I heard his last words. By the way, I don't mind if you call me Frankenstein. It's really okay with me.
And thus it was made canon.
Yes. All right. Do we have time for one more?
Yes, we do.
Okay. You want a long one or a short one?
Let's make this one shortish.
Okay. Werewolves on Wheels.
Let's see. This is a title right
This is
here.
a fun one.
This is okay. Is this the 90s? Tell me this is the 90s or the 60s.
It's going to be 70s or 90s just from the title, I'm going to guess.
This is a fun game.
Possibly 80s, but most likely 90s or 70s. In that order.
Well, it could be the 50s if it's okay. None of us are right.
Is it?
We're so we are all shooting in completely in a circle around the actual date, which is 1971.
I said 70s.
When did you? I didn't hear you say 70s.
I said 90s or 70s.
I thought 90s or 80s. They're by the way, Werewolves on Wheels apparently.
I said possibly 80s, but no.
Bikers.
Yeah, stop looking at that.
It's just a poster. I just wanted everybody to know that the poster is werewolves riding.
Look,
bikes.
We've already covered this. Their homework while they listen to us is to look up the pictures as we talk.
I just want them to know that it's really metal and awesome.
This does sound like a really campy metal band, doesn't it?
It does.
We are werewolves on wheels. Awoo.
That's great. I'm going to describe this, and I don't know if it's going to be funny, but there's there was this big metal band meeting. Somebody tweeted this poster out, and so they had the poster with all of the different names of the metal bands, and they all use this spiky gothic font, not the same font, but very, very similar font for their band names, where it just looks like it's bristling. And then there's one band that's called Party Fun Time Balloons, and they have the brightest, cheeriest logo.
That's awesome.
It's just lost in the middle of all of this.
Those guys are champions.
Yeah. It's not called Party. By the way, I don't remember exactly what the name of the band was, but it was something like that, or it was an ironic, not very metal name. It's, the Blood of Satan or whatever, and all these other people, and they're Party Fun Time Balloons. I'm sure they're still going, but they get it. They get that they're not actually the spawn of Satan.
Right. Okay.
Continue.
As a group of bikers moves across the desert, you get some really cool shots doing that.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's the opening montage is them just driving and, they pass each other.
Yeah.
Really
some
cool.
close-ups of the wheels occasionally,
Yeah.
and it fades into the road, and then, pans up, and they're going through the desert or whatever.
Yeah.
It is a desert, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember you said
They
that.
come across an old monastery.
Which desert is this? Is this America? Do we know if this takes place in America?
I mean, your options are America, Africa, and Australia. And I'm assuming America.
Well, I'm just saying.
Because monastery.
Like, I haven't... But they don't have monasteries in Europe?
They don't have deserts in Europe.
Oh, that's fair. Well, no, I'm just thinking, like, I've never seen a monastery in America. It's not like...
Your Venn diagram is monastery, biker, and desert. Europe has monasteries and bikers, ain't got deserts.
Like, we talked about the Catholic Church in America before, and sort of like, they're building churches, that's fine. They accidentally build them on top of Satan's grave or whatever. That's all good. Bad planning. But like an actual monastery or something, and an ancient monastery, and like, who is building this ancient?
It's old. It doesn't seem ancient.
Okay, still.
So it could be from like 18 something.
I'm just wondering what these monks were doing in the American West, where they're just like, well, partner, we came up here and we're Catholic and ain't no women around, so we're going to build a monastery.
We have quote-unquote monasteries today. It's not like, old crumbling castles.
It's not like this, though.
It's essentially just like a little tiny small village that there's just monks there.
Okay. I guess I'll just have to accept this, but my mind rebels. And maybe I'm just historically ignorant here, but my mind does not want to accept the idea that there's a monastery in an American desert just hanging out. But maybe it's the vampires. Maybe it's not really a monastery. Brantley's frantically scrolling.
American monasteries. Desert.
In London.
There's no London, America. Well, there is. There's London, Georgia.
I was just going off of the American Werewolf in London title.
Benedictine Abbey of Christ in the Desert.
According to Wikipedia, the Monastery of Christ in the Desert is a Roman Catholic Benedictine monastery belonging to the English province of the Subiaco Congregation of Benedictine Monasteries.
Arriba County, New Mexico.
Fine. Okay.
Also, Rio Arriba. I don't care. It's still Arriba.
Arriba.
Yeah, I read that.
All right, tell me what happened to the bikers.
I have to get back to it. Calm down.
Okay.
Anyways, they come across an old monastery that a satanic cult has taken over. I'm noticing a theme with these movies, actually.
Yeah, how is the Catholic Church like, you have one job. It's to not be taken over by Satan. Stuff. Like, Satan can have the bars and, like, the crack houses and the prostitution joints and all that stuff. He could even have the Ryans down the road. You just got to keep him out of your church. And you're not even good at that.
Man, they got a good steak of Ryans. Probably the devil.
Probably.
The cultists give them drugged food, and the bikers soon fall asleep. When the monks try to persuade one of the female bikers, Helen, to become a sacrifice...
How does that conversation go?
They're very nice. They're very polite.
How do you feel about being a sacrifice,
Look,
Helen? You're a virgin, right?
They're satanic. They don't... The least virginal, the better. You're in a biker gang. You probably slept in all kinds of cities, right? Okay. She gets super offended. It's like, no, we're not. We're just asking if you want to be sacrificed to.
I just
Satan.
like the road, all right. We don't actually do that stuff.
We just like to travel around. Have you seen Wild Hogs? It's like that, but we're not old dudes, and none of us are Tim Allen. The bikers destroy the monastery and leave.
Oh, that great reaction.
That's an appropriate response. Just like, you want to be a sacrifice? Burn it down!
You will not talk to our woman that way.
I like to think that just like they're coming back from being all groggy from the food, and they just like one of them's drinking a beer. You want to be a sacrifice? Just chunks it at the dude's head. Burn it! Break all the windows.
How dare you disrespect our women? We bikers have a code of ethics.
And then they leave.
Yeah.
They break all the stuff.
All right,
leave.
bye guys. Take care.
This was a totally awkward brunch. We're never coming back here.
Those eggs were good though.
I love whenever like tough bikers are also foodies and really polite.
Does that happen to you often?
No, I mean I've seen it in movies and like.
Oh, okay.
And in an episode of Scrubs.
Oh, and Timmy Failure has that as well. He has a biker librarian.
There's an episode of Scrub where JD accidentally knocks over some bikers' bikes.
Uh-huh.
And then it cuts to them at a bed and breakfast, and they're all having dinner. And one of them like burns his mouth. He goes, "What happened?" "I burned my tongue." "Yeah, because you didn't sip like I told you to." "Napkin in your lap, Satan's valet." They're just all like doing pinkies out. It's great. But as a result of the satanic rituals, Helen is now a werewolf after nightfall.
I don't. This should probably not be a problem for them. Just roll with it. Be like, all right, we got a werewolf on the team. Yeah, respect.
And she soon infects her boyfriend, hopefully by biting him.
Oh, that's an interesting question.
You've seen Wolf Cop, right?
I have.
Yeah.
I've seen all of Wolf Cop.
The bikers leave the church. I thought they already did that, but all right. And begin to be killed off whenever they stop for the night. Things come to a climax when the couple changes in front of the bikers. So, like, during the night, they've just been, like, dragging one of them off and eating them.
I thought you were going to say they're like...
What happened to Rover?
They put on different clothes.
What happened to Jeff? I don't know. He disappeared in the night.
Oh, well.
Why is there blood on your mouth?
Oh,
we ate a goat in the desert. Don't worry about it.
That heroin habit finally got to him.
It ain't important.
Oh, well.
Get on your bike. Shut up. Someone tie a chain to his will sell him down. So just like this trail of bloody bikes that they've been after this.
You think? That's an interesting idea. I mean, if they're any good, they'll set this up like the guy's mad and he like storms off like, we should have never gone to that place. Those monks are creepy. And then like he just gets mad and they're like, opportunity, and they're able to take him out. That's how I would write it.
I like how they change every night.
But nobody's noticed?
Well, there's that, which is the problem I like, but also, I don't know, it's interesting whenever there's the werewolf that's not waiting for the full moon.
Oh, yeah. Because, well,
if
odds are good that they do still show shots of the full moon for like 5 days.
Yeah, like every night. I mean, there's 3 nights of the full moon, but still.
Yeah.
If your werewolf is not a protagonist, which it is here, I'm more fine if they just change every night. Because, like, with the Wolfman, his whole thing is he knows the next full moon, he's going to kill someone. Probably several someones. Probably someone he knows. But if it's, every night you're supposed to be rooting for them, it's like, you should probably tell someone that you're killing people every day.
Yeah, or be able to, like, well, I don't know. Either way, you should be able to come up with a way to lock yourself up, I would imagine.
And Werewolf by Night, the guy, I can't remember the business he is, but he gets a whole bunch of money.
Yeah.
And he builds like this massive, multi-layered, like titanium reinforced chamber from just white out the full moon every month.
Good idea.
And then some dudes who want him to come in for testing tell him that they're not going to try to take him by force like they did before. And then he gets to his room and they've dismantled it.
Dick.
No, that's his response. Is like, you guys.
Is that it for that one?
That's it for that one.
Well, that is.
There's a lot of potential here, but a really lackluster description.
Yeah. That's not that bad, though. I mean,
it would have been more fun if they were a roving band of werewolf bikers.
Yeah,
fighting the satanic cult.
Or they go back and maybe that's the ending. Maybe they wreak havoc on them at the end.
The thing is, though, they're eating their other bikers. So at the end, there's just the boyfriend and his chick, who was her Helen.
Well, it says the things go bad after they change in front of them, but she infects. So I mean,
maybe it's the cultists killing the werewolves because, she didn't kill them all. Crap! Get your daggers out. When they fall asleep, we'll stab them. Luckily, they took all that food we gave them that we drugged with them. They're kind of dumb.
Well, that'll do it for this week of Too Weird Didn't Watch. Thanks, everybody, so much for listening. If you haven't subscribed to this podcast, do that right now. Tell your friends about us, and we'll see you guys next week with another episode of Too Weird I Didn't Watch.
Bye, guys.
Bye.